Hello, my name is Demarise Crosby, and I've been working alongside Dr. Tyler Collette in analyzing the interactions between anxiety and gratitude. Serving as a pilot study, we're interested in answering two main questions today. Does our chosen anxiety induction work at safely and successfully inducing feelings of anxiety? And what impact does gratitude have on anxiety levels when compared to other ways of thinking? We are all well aware of the importance of being able to induce or even simulate experiences of anxiety within psychological research, especially when it comes to developing treatment and intervention techniques. However, there are some challenges to keep in mind. Is it anxiety that we are actually inducing, and what is defining it? Does the induction have a consistent impact on individuals across the board, or is it specific to certain characteristics? And how can we mitigate the impact of the experience after the study is complete? As a way around some of these obstacles, Amazure et al. In 2022 developed a general knowledge questionnaire that is successful at inducing anxiety, especially within virtual settings. It's driven by ideas such as social evaluative threat and loss of control. In addition to anxiety, we're also interested in looking at gratitude. It has a role in how we can manage our day-to-day stressors. It's been shown to increase positivity, reduce impact of negative emotions, and even increase life satisfaction within a week. And this is all alongside other psychological benefits. We have three hypotheses we hope to address in this study. The first being that the induction will successfully raise participants' reported anxiety levels. So in layman's terms, it works. The second is that participants will predict this induction to be effective in inducing feelings of anxiety for their peers. And the third is that the gratitude intervention group will report a higher frequency of positive outcome than both the complaint and control groups. We were able to collect data from a total of 219 students recruited from introductory to psychology courses. Our sample consisted of a variety of racial identities and both male and female participants. The mean age of our sample was about 20.2 years. All of the participants completed the study through a Qualtrics survey. Prior to beginning the general knowledge questionnaire, all students were shown a message informing them that they will be monitored, there is a minimum required performance, and that their results may be compared to those of their peers. The questionnaire itself had 11 questions of considerable difficulty and one that served as an attention check. And all of these questions were accumulated through the supplementary materials provided by Almaz-Rouet et al.'s 2022 article. Following the anxiety induction, all participants were randomized into one of three journaling intervention groups: gratitude, complain, or control. The gratitude group was asked to journal about the things that they were thankful and or proud of. The complain group was asked to journal about the things that frustrated them. And the control group was asked to recount a childhood story, be it a book, a movie, or a bedtime story that they remember in detail. Following journaling, participants were asked to complete the positive and negative affect scale, as well as a series of subjective questions that asked about the induction's effectiveness, predictions about the induction's impact on their peers, and the journaling assignment's impact on mood. All students were debriefed after completing the study and informed that they were not monitored, nor does their performance reflect their actual abilities. From the subjective questionnaire responses, we found that about 60% of participants reported the induction to cause feelings of anxiety, and 69% would predict the same impact on their peers. As we can see in Figure 1, in the first column labeled anxiety, and the fourth column labeled prospective anxiety, there was no variability in these questions based on the journaling groups, meaning that students felt the same way about the induction and their predictions of how the induction would impact their peers the same way, regardless of their journaling group. We also found that more participants in the gratitude group reported that the induction had a positive impact on their mood. And you can see this again in Figure 1 in that second column, while gratitude surpasses both complain and control, and this difference was found to be significant. We did not find any significant differences when students were asked about their journaling assignment causing a more negative mood, and we also didn't find any significant differences across groups for PANAS scores, as you can see in Figure 2. Ultimately, our first and second hypotheses were supported. the induction was in fact successful at inducing feelings of anxiety, or at least self-reported feelings of anxiety amongst students, and most of the students predicted that it would have that same impact on their peers. Our third hypothesis was partially supported. The gratitude journaling group did report more positive feelings associated with their journaling at a higher frequency than both the control and complaint groups. However, the PANIS did not reflect that variability. Future studies will actually look to use another self-report measure of anxiety specifically, such as the state trait anxiety inventory, instead of an all-encompassing affect measure like the PANIS. Additional objective measures, duration, physiological correlates could also be included to determine how gratitude produces this positive mood effect and also how long that could last. Thank you for your time. I hope that this presentation was insightful in not only providing background on a virtual anxiety induction, but also pointing towards gratitude as being a possible intervention or therapeutic mechanism for combating anxiety.